All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the lounge. Glad to be here with you guys. I hope that everyone is doing well today, no matter where you are around around this wonderful world that we live in. Maybe not all things are so wonderful, but it's all part of life, I guess. I guess the biggest thing going on right now is this whole deal with the United States dealing with the aftermath of us going in and taking out someone that was very dangerous, and now we I guess we really need to stay on alert with that. But I'm not going to get in that because there's a lot to it, and I don't do so good with all the uh, politics and all that stuff. I talk about it every now and then, but it's not one of my best qualities, anyways. All right, here we go. So we are live. Let me I'm going to share this. At least I'm going to share it on Facebook. For those of you that might have Twitter, go ahead and share it on your Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media that you might be a part of, so that we can get some new faces in here. For some reason, when I go to do share, it never wants to bring up Facebook until I hit the more button, and I don't know why it does that. It used to not do that, but here we go. Facebook. All right, wonderful. Go here. And we'll go there. There we go. All right, Shauna, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Again, I don't know how many people will be here during the live stream, but that's okay because the video will be here for anyone to watch and join in on that. Let me take care of a message real quick. Give me a second, you guys. Where'd it go? I got to pull up my messenger for a minute. Open messenger. There we go. One second, you guys. All right, there we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of a message. So anyways, here I am, and it's been a while since I've talked about bullying, since I've talked about drug addiction and all that. So I'm going to talk about that, and I've got some stuff I'm going to work on. I've not been able to do it yet, but I'm going to be doing a video, doing some screen sharing so that I can show you guys some of the information that can be helpful to you, just in case you are going through one of these situations with bullying. And then, of course, I've got a lot of stuff that I'm going to be covering on drug addiction. There's a lot of things that can be mentioned when you're doing the discussion of drug addiction. And my main goal with drug addiction, for those of you that might be going through drug addiction or that might be fighting to stay away from the drugs, my main goal is to help you get through that and to let you know that you're not alone. I believe that one of the biggest problems that we run into is the criminal justice system forgetting some of the really important parts of helping someone that's going through drug addiction, really of helping anyone that's going through the criminal system at all. The last thing that someone that's going through drugs wants to hear is what the consequences are going to be. They don't want to hear that all the time. They don't want to hear all the negative stuff all the time, because it's ultimately something negative that's got them there to begin with. So how is it that we're going to help them by telling them, well, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen, and just continue to repeat and repeat and repeat? It's not going to help them one bit. It's about finding that person's qualities. And this is a case by case situation. What might work for Tom might not work for Susie. And what might work for Susie might not work for Fred. You know, there's a different situation connected to every single person. And, you know, a year ago, I wouldn't be able to sit here and speak on some of this and really be confident as far as, you know, guaranteeing you that this is what I know or whatnot. I've learned a lot since I've, been in college. I've taken classes on drugs. I've taken classes on just the criminal justice system altogether. I've taken a lot of different classes, and now I'm at the point to where others. So I think that we're here doing it now. I'm speaking on drug addiction and bullying and all that. But on some of this, it's like it's even more powerful now because I know more. There's more that I know. I messaged you. All right, guys. Let me fix this. Okay, so let's start with the drug addiction, and then we're going to move over to the bullying. If you're going through drug addiction right now, and maybe you've not been caught, maybe you've been lucky, and you've never been busted for it. You've never been caught or never held responsible for doing it yet. Number one, just because you haven't been caught, you're already paying for it. And you might not see that yet because the drugs is taking over. The drugs, it's going to change the way you think. It's going to change how you think. When you're on drugs, you're not thinking about anything but getting that next high. You're not looking for anything else but that. And I get it. You might be going through something and you don't want to think about it. You don't want to think about what's going on as far as why you started doing it. You don't want to think about the problems that you might be having with your family, problems you might be having with your wife or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, or work or school. There's a lot of different circumstances, a lot of different things connected to why you're doing it. But what I'm telling you is just be caught yet. That's not a good enough reason to continue to do it. And there's a lot of different programs out there that can help you. And again, I'm not going to get into all that right now because there's so much to cover. There's a lot to cover. You know, if I look at everything that I could cover in drug addiction and all the programs. If I was to start from where I started when I started in college with the classes, I could be here for 6 months straight, giving you information after information after information, story after story. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to tell you is there's a lot of programs out there that are available for everyone, and it depends on what you're going through. If maybe you're not addicted to drugs real bad, maybe you're just smoking pot. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, pot's not a big deal. In most states, it's not anymore. But why is it not a big deal now? I want you to think about something for a minute. For the longest time, everybody that didn't do pot was pretty much on the side of, oh, that's a bad drug. Oh, she does pot. Well, she's no good. But now that she lives in a state where it might be legal, do you think people saying she's no good? No. They're not saying she's no good anymore because everybody else is in agreement that pot's okay and now it's legal, so you're not a bad person anymore. Did you know that before they made alcohol an option for you to go and buy it, to be able to go in a store and buy alcohol, there was a big rivalry over that, a big war over alcohol. And some of you might be thinking, no, there wasn't. Oh, there was. There were some big wars that we went through because of alcohol. And before it became to where you could go and buy it, if you got caught with it, it wasn't just getting a fine. There was serious consequences. But now you can buy it. As long as you're old enough, you can buy it. Now pot is legal in certain states. If you're old enough, you can buy it. If you got a card that says they can buy this, you can buy it. My point is this. Pot is a drug just like any other drug. And even though it's not as serious and it's not as harsh, it's still a drug. Yeah. Cigarettes is a drug. Did you know that? Cigarettes is an actual considered a drug. Here's why. Anything that can cause harm to your body or to the environment, there you go. But my point is, maybe you're just doing pot. If you're under the age of 18, I'm totally against you doing pot. You shouldn't be doing it. It could definitely cause a lot of problems in your life. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not against pot itself. I know people that smoke it, and I have nothing against them. I don't judge them, and I don't mark them to be stupid because they do it. If that's what they do, that's what they do. If you're under age 18, though, you need to take care of the things that are important. And smoking pot and running the streets and doing whatever, that's not going to get you anywhere. Absolutely nowhere. And to the parents out there, maybe you've got a kid that's doing that. I would be glad to give any advice that might help you because I understand it. I know what it's like to have to deal with that. So if there's anything that I can do or that we can do, by all means, send us a message. I'd gladly talk to you. Because even with marijuana, there's programs that you can get your son or daughter or your child rather into certain programs that will help them. I believe, smoking pot at a young age is taking away responsibility from the teenager, and it's instead of teaching them to be responsible, it's reversing it. It's reversing responsibility. So anyways, that's just a little bit I wanted to discuss on that. But maybe you're on some serious drugs, right? Maybe you're on meth. Maybe you're taking pills. Maybe you're doing LSD. I don't know. But if you don't take time to think about what you're doing, it's never going to change. And if you don't want to change it, it's never going to change. Doesn't matter what I do or what anyone else does or what we say. That's why I'm not going to sit here for 30 minutes and tell you why you need to quit. It will do me no good to tell you why you need to quit. Because if you don't want to quit, you're not going to listen to it anyways. But you need to think about where you are and where you want to be in life. If you really want to live a good life, I promise you, if you don't quit, you're not going to live. You'll be doing the opposite. You'll be dealing every day with having to worry about getting caught, or worst of all, worrying about being in a hospital bed or dead. So you got to decide what's more important, right? As far as programs, I'm going to come in and put a link in the description after I'm done here. So look in the description a little bit later and you'll find some links that I added. I should have done that before I started the video, but I'm going to add some links that you can use no matter what state you're in. Just some information that might help you. But one of the important things that I think you need to realize, and that I want people to realize, is that I'm not here to judge anybody for doing drugs. If you're doing drugs, there's a reason you're doing it. And I hope that you can find the help that you need. But I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to say you're a bad person, because you're not. You're making some choices that's not so smart, but it doesn't make you a bad person. Everybody has a choice, right? We all have a choice in life to do right or not. That's up to you. But if you're looking for support, you'll find it here. We will not judge you for doing it, because I don't know what you're going through. I don't have the right to judge you for that. So hopefully you can think about that a little bit and decide what's more important, especially if you've got kids and stuff like that. The last thing you need to be doing is doing things to harm yourself, chancing for your kids to be without you. Or maybe your kids are taken away from you right now. Well, the last thing you want to be doing is that. You want to do the opposite and do the right thing so you can get your kids back, right? So let's take a break for a minute. I'm going to look at my chat here while we chat. Angel, how are you? Good to see you. Savage, good to see you, brother. Shauna, good to see you. Good to see all you guys. It's going good, Savage. Thank you. And yeah, I'm doing good, Virginia Angel. I'm doing good. Getting ready to go back to school. The semester's starting back up here real soon. I think the first day is the 13th, I believe, or 14th. But things are going good. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to try to do one video at least every day. And I've got some other responsibilities along with that, but I'm going to do my best to try to get the new content and stuff for you guys. I know when it warms up, I've got a lot of good videos that I plan on doing for you. some outdoor stuff. And I'm actually going to be doing some videos on our First Amendment. There's some places I'm going to go that should allow me to record. And if they don't, then I'm going to fight that and show them where they're wrong. I've never done it, so I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how that works out. I'm going to do the local courthouse, the post office. I don't see these being a problem. Some places, they do give you a fit about it, but we'll see. So you can definitely look forward to some new stuff coming. And of course, new camping videos I'm going to be doing with the new camper and stuff like that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing some how-tos with that. So yeah, and to new places as well. I'll leave you guys. I don't know if you've seen the one that I did where I was on this breeze camping and stuff like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. And you guys can always make suggestions. Please feel free to do that. So yeah, that's what the plans are. And Savage, I hope you're doing good, brother. And you too, Angel. Hope you're doing good. And those of you that might be watching that's not really chatting, but you're watching, I hope you guys are doing good as well. So let's talk about bullying for a few minutes here. As some of you know, YouTube is stepping up their game with the bullying on YouTube. They've always had a policy, against bullying. But there was still a lot of people that was being bullied, that was being harassed and slandered, and a lot of it really got out of control. And okay, Shauna, go get rid of that headache, dear, and have yourself a good night. But YouTube, and they can still only do so much. But if you go and look at their policy, they have stepped it up more. They're becoming pretty serious about it. If you're being bullied, there's no reason for it. No one should be going on a video insulting the crap out of you and slandering you and all that stuff. And I understand, we've got a freedom of speech. We can talk about stuff. It's one thing to talk about something than to put the spotlight on somebody and make them feel like they're no good. And I believe that's where YouTube is really starting to try to crack down on that, because they don't want anybody being picked on like that. And if whatever the case might be, it's like everybody's always got a reason why they might be doing it. There's never a valid reason to pick on somebody like that. Let them do their own thing. Let them live their life the way that they want to live it. And that's the way it should be. And, I'll tell you when it begins to get quiet if you're being bullied. It begins to get quiet when you fully ignore the situation. Pay no attention to it whatsoever. And trust me, I'm no pro at it. I had my days where I just had to respond. I had to do that video. I had to say something back. It solves nothing. Nothing at all. Because it ends up turning into two wrongs instead of one. And two wrongs, as everybody knows, two wrongs don't make it right. Don't make it right. You just ignore it. You block it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, wherever you're having the problems, block it. Just block it. And it's funny because I've seen some people say, well, I don't want to do that because I really need my, this account or that account or whatever. Well, what was you doing before that ever existed? What was you doing before Twitter existed? You're still breathing, wasn't you? You were still doing things to be happy, wasn't you? We get so connected with the social media, some people anyways, to where they've got to have it. And you don't even necessarily got to get rid of it, but manage it. Go into your settings and adjust your settings and block those that are bugging you. And if you see it becoming a situation to where it's more than just bullying and it's turned into harassment, do something about it. Don't just ignore it. Do something about it. You save it so you got proof. And then you go and do something about it. Don't just do a video to say back to them, oh, you're going to get it. You're going to get it now because I'm going to do this. That will not fix it. So do something about it, okay? We've had our bad days here at the lounge. I'm not claiming to be perfect. We've done videos and we've had discussions on different situations with stuff people was going through, and we probably should have never even talked about it, but we did. And it made us look bad, right? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to learn from my mistakes to make the lounge a better place. Because I definitely don't want one person feeling like I've said something that's made them feel like they were below me. I don't want to do that. And if there ever was a situation where maybe I said something in the past, and I'm not speaking on anything specifically, I'm just saying in general, if I did, I apologize. Because I don't want to make anybody feel bad. Because I'm no better than you. In no way. Doesn't matter if I go to college. Doesn't matter if I got an outstanding job. Doesn't matter if I live in $1 million home or whatever it is, which I don't. But I'm saying none of that matters. It just doesn't matter. Nobody should use materialistic things to put above them to say that they're better than another person. If you got a nice home, congratulations. If you got a nice home, I'm guessing you earned it. If you got a good job, you earned it. If you're going to college, congratulations. Got a brand new car? Awesome. But don't use that as some kind of social media leverage to where, ooh, I'll put this on Facebook or Twitter or whatever to show that I'm better than you. Nobody's better than anybody. We're all equal. And I'm gonna live by that. I'm gonna live by that. 100%. I'm not going to slip. I'm going to stay away from anything that might upset somebody because I spoke about them. I don't want to do that. So if you are going through something, just take the simple advice, block it, and move on. Because let's face the facts here, you guys. Bullying will never go away 100%. If it does go away, it's because you're doing something about it to keep it from being in your life anymore. If you're in school and you're being bullied, now that's a, and I'll probably speak more on that next time as far as bullying at school and stuff. It's rough. Bullying at school is rough. And there's a lot that can be said about it. But as far as online, don't let the bully have control. You have control. Full control. So, what do you guys think so far? What would you guys say to what I've said so far? You guys agree with that? Disagree? What do you guys take of that? Well, Angel, you don't. You got to. If somebody is hurting you with bullying online, you've got to block it, dear. And it doesn't matter who it is. You can't say that it was your friend, because if it was your friend, they wouldn't be doing it. If it was someone that respected a lot and you thought they respected you, and now they're bullying you, well, now the truth comes out. Now you know that they don't have respect, and that you're better off blocking them and moving on. I promise you, you will sleep better, you will live better, you will feel better. But the only way that you can resolve this is by doing something about it. Block those that are hurting you. If they're doing it when you're on YouTube, let's say you're doing live streams, if you've got to go live and you've got to turn off chat so that you can enjoy your live stream, turn it off. You're in full control. And I hate seeing anybody being hurt. I really do. But I'm only giving this from things that I've experienced or saw in my life, and what worked out the best, They like to, not everybody, don't let me say people is everybody, but there's no time that should be wasted for a bully. None whatsoever. And if people want to think that they're better than you, Angel, let them think it. But let me ask you a question. What matters more? What they're thinking or how you feel? What matters is what you think about it. Not anything from anybody else. You could be in a situation right now, and every one of us could be sitting back watching it, and we could all have our opinions. But at the end of the day, what matters is how you feel about it. Because you're in. And the only way to, when it comes to someone bullying you, the only way you're going to feel better is when you block it out. It's when you take action and block them. That doesn't mean block them, wait a month and unblock them. Block them. Because if they really affected you, they would have never bullied you to begin with. That's factual. That's factual. What do you think, Savage? What do you think about it? And I've never liked people doing that, acting like they're better. Oh, well, I got a PhD, so I'm better than you. Or I had a job where I was making $25 while you was working at McDonald's flipping burgers and dropping French fries into grease. Who cares? It don't mean a thing. Nothing. You got a bigger paycheck? It don't mean nothing. It don't make you better than me. You got a better education? Good for you. I guess you. Who cares? Right? Well, Angel, it's time that that is by doing what I suggested. Block them and stay connected with the ones that, if we put ourselves in positive environments, I promise you, your life will improve drastically. It will improve drastically. You know, something that you could think about that would help anybody that might be going through being bullied and stuff like that. Why don't you take that negative, turn it into a positive by creating yourself a new goal, a goal that you can indeed accomplish. See, I think sometimes people set goals, but they set too big of a goal that they never accomplish because they shoot too high. But something like this sets you a goal to get away from the bullying. And then figure out what you got to do to accomplish that. And then take action. You think about what goal you want. You set the planning. You take action. 3 simple steps. You think it, you plan it, and you take action. I promise you, Angel or anyone else, you take that negative, you turn it into a positive, something that can benefit you, and you're going to feel better about yourself and every day after. I've got, and I don't know if anybody would want a copy of this. It's not going to cost anything. It's free. I'm actually writing I'm writing a book on bullying. Well, the book's got bullying in it. So what I'm going to do when I'm done with that book, I will share that book with you guys, and anybody that wants it, I will see you. It's not. I'm guessing it's probably going to take me the same amount of time as what it's going to take me to graduate. So probably another 5 or 6 months before I publish it. It'll be the biggest book that I've published. It won't be my first book, but it'll be my biggest book that I've published. And it's going to be a good one. It can definitely help people. Definitely. I'm trying to remember what chapter that is. I think it's about around chapter 11, chapter 12. So you got to kind of either, I mean, I always jump straight to that chapter. Um, the idea of that book was to write it to where readers could use it, whether they read it from start to finish or not. They could jump to a chapter that would match with the chapter in their life. Does that make sense? So like bullying, the reader can jump right to the chapter, read it, hopefully take a little bit of advice, use it, and help them. So it's going to be free when I publish it in the beginning, because I'm going to give out so many copies free to start with. And then, of course, later it will be a deal where it does cost, but you could be someone to get it for free. So anyway, just something to think about. Am I still cutting out, Angel? Hopefully we're good here. Are we good? I'm just making sure we're good here. Yeah, I don't know why I'd be cutting out, but anyways, if you want one, I've got a video that I did. I've not published it yet that talks about the book. So I'll go ahead and get that published maybe tonight. I need to edit it a little bit. It's not a long video, but I'm doing the video that way. Those of you that do want it for free, you'll be able to contact me and let me know. I got to have your email address. So in the video, I give you a link that you can go to, and you just put your information in, and then you'll get an email back, and then you'll get a copy of the book as soon as it's published. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I didn't want to. I'm like, man, hopefully I ain't cutting out too bad. I don't want to. I hate lag, and I'm sure other people do too. I'm going to have to remember to take me a water tomorrow to my chair meeting that I got to go to. I got to get up in front of people and speak. I don't want my voice to get to where it sounded like crud, I know that some people are going to say, well, John, you're giving advice on bullying, but you really don't know my situation. And you're right. I don't know your situation. I've got notes here, guys. That's why I'm kind of moving forward here. Because there's so many different situations with bullying. But there are results that you can get no matter what the situation are. There are things you can do for a positive result. And that's the whole purpose, is to look at the situation that you're going through and coming up with an answer to resolve it. And all I'm doing is giving some key points and ideas on things that you can do to resolve it. There's a lot of confusion online too with, bullying and harassment, and can anything really be done? There's some that will tell you nothing can be done, but that's incorrect. Now, if it's just bullying, no, you can't do anything to, as far as any type of charges or anything like that. If it goes beyond that line and it turns into harassment, then that's a different story. And it's been a while since I've done a video on details on what you can do. It's on my little list of videos that I'm going to be doing in the near future, giving you information on what you can do, depending on the situation or the type of, whether it's bullying, harassment, slander, stalking. There's a lot of them I'm covering. One, because I learned about a lot of that stuff in class. I never thought that I would. I thought, wow, to ever think that I was going to learn about online stuff, I never thought I would while going through criminal justice, but I did. I learned enough. Anyways, it was in one of my, let's see, when I first started class or college, it was in one of my first classes, and then not this past fall semester, but back in the spring of 2019, I took a class that covered a lot of stuff with charges and the different types of harassment, and just a whole chapter of different charges that can be made, that can be placed, that can be filed, rather, depending on what the deal is. And it can get very confusing. So I'm just going to do a video to make it very clear. And I'm actually going to be doing screen share with that, so I can show people that this isn't just something I'm making up. Here it is, you guys. It's in the books. The interesting thing about that is, show somebody proof in a book, then 99% of the time, which means that either whatever the book is, that it's true, or that it works, or whatever, Now, like, for example, I'm writing a book, right? So whatever I say in my book, that doesn't make it 100%, right? But when you write a book and you publish it under like criminal justice or something like that, before that book is published, it has to be verified. Like, you got to have I'm not a pro on this part, but you got to have, legit verification on the stuff that you write about in any kind of book that gets placed under criminal justice, or any type of government type of stuff, or medical, same with medical, and, so on. So anyway, I don't want to bore you guys with that. I'm going to go to my notes here, because I got asked some questions. And I don't know that I ever answered those questions. Okay, like right here. Anonymous, as I've always called them. They had said, John, you spoke a lot about bullying and have gave a lot of good information, and also have said a lot to help us feel better about what we're going through. The question I have is this. Let's say somebody was harassing me on Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook. I know that I can report them through that social media platform. But the question is, what if when I do report them and I do block them, they find a way to still get to me? What do I do then? And that's a good question. If You have blocked somebody. Let's say you've blocked them on Facebook. And they continue to find ways to get to you. It's no longer just bullying. It's harassment. And it can even be stalking. If they're going above and beyond to try to get to you in one way or another, that is definitely harassment, and it can definitely be stalking. And it doesn't matter if they live across state lines. I want to be clear on that. You can definitely press charges, but you had to follow through with it. On someone doing a video and just saying, no, you can't do that. That doesn't make it true. And a lot of times, and I've seen it, and I know there's some out there that can nod their head to this. You'll see someone on video say, oh, I went to the police and they said this and did this and nothing ever happened. Most of the time, that's just BS. That's just bull banarchy. Okay, the cops are not going to, just push you out the door and you have to keep on going back to them over and over and over and over. They don't want to deal with it no more than you do. So for someone to say, well, I keep going and I keep filing and filing, you don't keep filing. Once you file a report, you don't file a new report on the same case. So there's a little hint for you. If you ever see someone say, oh, I filed that on them and I had to go file again. No. You can update a report. Okay. Once the report is filed, anything after that, you're just adding to it. Maybe you got more evidence. Maybe you whatever the case might be. But you can definitely do something about that. So the last thing I want to say today about bullying is if you're being bullied, do something about it. Stop letting these people bring you down. Because do you think that they have one care in the world while you're sitting there in tears, or while you're having anxiety, or while you're crying, or while you're having a bad day? Do you think for 1 second that when they lay their head down at night, that they're saying, I hope I upset them? No. They're saying the opposite. Boy, I really got the angel today. I really showed her. Oh, look at that. She's still talking about it. I'm going to get her tomorrow too. Block it and be the better person. Block it and move on. Don't think of them. Don't acknowledge them. And stay away from a channel, especially their channel if it's on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. Stay away from it. If you've got friends that maybe, let's just say you got friends that maybe go to a certain spot where you're being bullied, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You still got your friends. You don't got to go there to continue to have those friends. If they're your friends, they'll connect with you another way. You're better than that. Now, I know I say we're not better than the next person beside us, But when it comes to a situation, you can be better at it. You're smarter. You don't deserve to be bullied. You don't deserve to tolerate it. Stop tolerating it. Stop letting them take control of your life. This is your life. Your life. And the only way you're going to feel better about your life and the life you're living is when you take control of it. The will is in your hands. And the only way they're taking control of it is when you're passing the will over to them. Take the will back and take control. I love you guys. I hope that this could help somebody in one way or another. If you got any questions, please leave your comments below. And please keep it kind, polite. And you can always follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/loungingwithjohn. As a matter of fact, I'll go down here and I'm going to put it right here. There you go. There we go. The link is there. Angel, Savage, Shauna, and anybody else that came here tonight, I want to thank you guys. And by all means, please share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social sites you might be a part of. And hopefully we can get some new faces over here, some new subscribers. One thing to remember is we only live life once. That's an average 70 Christmases, 70 birthdays, 70 Thanksgivings. It's not much. Take control of your life and be happy. Be happy about who you are. And know the bullies more. And to take control. I love you guys.